Hi there, I'm Mark from Orange Squid. Each month we stitch together 3 super short videos to help you avoid making the 3 biggest mistakes we see organisations make on specific topics relating to strategy and innovation. This month we're looking at selling ideas to stakeholders. You can see the complete videos as we release them on our website, but for now, here's mistake number 1 for this topic.
When you are selling an idea or strategy to stakeholders, the outcome you want is for the stakeholders to be enthusiastic about what you present to them and to make a decision in favor of your idea. Unfortunately, great ideas get rejected all the time because as much as we'd like all to think that our decisions are rational and high quality, our brains can literally get in the way. Bias can work against us, pushing strongly into the wrong direction. I've seen presenters getting frustrated with their biases in their audience many times. They present an idea or information that is new and different, that challenges the world as it is seen today, and immediately the information just doesn't seem to land. A common bias in this situation is confirmation bias, our tendency to put extra weight in information that agrees with our existing point of view and very little weighting into information which doesn't agree. Often presenters fall into the trap of trying to push against this bias. They continue to challenge whilst the audience slowly disengages. So, to avoid making this mistake, instead of trying to work against confirmation bias, use it to your advantage. Do your homework before the presentation. Who are the people you are presenting to? What are some of the beliefs that they have? How do they see the world? Now, find a part of your strategy or idea that aligns with their belief system and put some real focus on that part during your presentation or discussion. People will put lots of weighting into that part and will engage with what you're presenting much more easily. Any idea can usually be explained in a way that has some alignment with the beliefs of the person who you're trying to persuade. Find it and use it to succeed.
When you're selling an innovative idea to a stakeholder, you are selling the idea that something needs to change. Typically, people see their task as making a case for change, and this task is usually approached by trying to convince the stakeholders that the benefits of the change, the value the idea creates, will be greater than the cost of the idea, which might be investment of money, people, time, or a range of other resources. All too often, however, people forget to also highlight the cost or downside of not supporting the idea, and this is a very important thing to consider. You see, when stakeholders are weighing up the value versus cost equation, they typically consider, whether consciously or unconsciously, the risk of supporting the idea. So for stakeholders, it can often seem like a much safer bet to say no. Sure, they're saying no to the potential value, but they're also saying no to a risk of the costs they're agreeing to outweighing the potential value. And if the idea is innovative, the uncertainty is very likely to be very high. Moreover, research shows us that people prefer avoiding losses than acquiring equivalent gains. It's better to avoid losing $5 than to find $5. So to avoid making this mistake, ensure that you articulate the very real cost of not supporting the idea. To do this, what will be important is bringing attention to the relevant context. Gather evidence which highlights contextual change, such as competitor innovations, industry or marketplace trends, social trends, technology evolution, the list goes on. Basically, you need to ensure that you expose the fact that sticking with the status quo won't mean that things will stay the same. It will mean that things will go backwards. Basically, you need to highlight that doing nothing isn't low risk at all, that the dynamic context around the idea means that taking action is critical.
When it comes to selling innovation ideas to a stakeholder, it's important that when you pitch your idea, you don't forget to focus on the problem you're trying to solve. Our experience of working with clients in this space is the way to get people excited about an idea is not to start with the idea, but to start with the opportunity or the problem that the idea is solving. It doesn't matter how good the idea is and how optimistic the forecasts are for the idea's potential if the person you're pitching to isn't excited about solving the underlying problem. A great idea to solve a trivial problem quickly turns into a trivial idea. So if you want to avoid making this mistake, first focus on getting the person excited about the problem. Bring the problem to life. Talk about the frustrations that the problem is creating, either for your customers or your staff. Show how solving this problem will unlock broader benefits for your organisation. Second, talk about what matters to the customer in solving this problem. There's lots of things that you could do to help resolve the problem. Make things faster, simpler, cheaper. You get the idea. But the important thing to focus on is what is going to solve the problem on dimensions that matter to the customer. And finally, pitch the idea in the context of how it solves the customer's problem, and particularly how it will make things better on dimensions that matter to them. Remember, innovation doesn't start with an idea, it starts with an opportunity. And our advice is to take the same approach when it comes to selling your ideas. For more information on workshops, innovation and strategy, be sure to visit our website.